Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the talk show this week. We've got Leandra, Michaela, myself, and our very special guest, Rosie Pope, motherhood and lifestyle expert. You may recognize her from Bravo's show, Pregnant in Heels. You may also not know that she is an entrepreneur, runs her own clothing line, has her own book, soon to have a baby line, and of course, baby number 4.
Another baby.
And she's going to share with us all of her tips for treating yourself. Okay, ladies, first question.
Yes.
How would you rate yourself on your ability to treat yourself? Are you good at it, poor at it? Thoughts?
So I have to say that there are times in my life where I feel really aware of trying to take care of myself, and then I think like everyone else, I get caught up in the day-to-day, and I find that just recently I have started to really take in mind, like be conscious of what I'm doing, make time for myself at night, on the weekends. I don't know, I'd say I'm probably...
On 10, what would you rate yourself?
Probably 7. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Good.
Rosie?
I'm a big fat 0. You know what I consider me time right now? Yeah. Airplane flights. Especially when they don't have Wi-Fi, which is rare these days. But every now and again, especially if you travel to Europe, it has no Wi-Fi. And if I'm not traveling with the kids and I'm by myself, I'm like, oh.
I actually would agree with you. I think that airplane flights are one of the very few times that I feel like nobody can get a hold of me. And I feel totally okay with like watching 3 movies back to back. I'm like, okay, doing it. I'm going to watch every movie. I just watched Iron Man on.
And things you never usually watch.
And you have the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Dangerous.
But hopefully not, right?
Yeah.
I think I want to say 7 or 8. I don't know. I'm thinking mostly of massage, and I make a big point to give myself massage, take the time out to take care of my body so it can work for me. So that I do, several times a month.
I feel very unsensible sometimes when I talk to you, Leandra. I always feel like, I should be doing
That's just because
more
I'm in
for
the health
myself.
and fitness realm, right?
Yeah.
So the other stuff I let go. So yeah, I want to say 7 or 8. And girlfriend time is really important to me. So
You guys are good.
those are on my priority list.
Those guys are good. I'm probably a 2 on 10, and the times I'm best at treating myself are on a plane, late at night, where I surf the internet and shop on places like eBay for some vintage find, or watch a reality television show. But then I suffer because I get no sleep, and my husband's like, why are you always tired? And I'm like, because I got so little sleep because I stayed up shopping on eBay.
Right.
So I'm a better 2 on 10. So after bemoaning our fate, let's talk a little bit about how we can find time to treat ourselves and suggestions, to be shared for how that becomes possible. Who's got a good one?
Yeah. Who's that?
Besides getting on airplanes to escape your life.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I'll say, though, is I do have to be honest, I do find this sort of notion of me time, and I have to find me time, and I have to take care of myself. It becomes another thing on my list to take care of, and then it becomes stressful to me. So I think the first thing is figuring out what me time would be helpful, and that you don't have to feel that you have to do it. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing. If it's helpful to be an everyday thing, then of course it should be. But just sort of figuring out within your schedule what makes sense so it's helpful rather than stressful. And I'm definitely still working on that balance. And I know for a fact, everyday me time, not that helpful.
Yeah, it
but
doesn't help you.
No.
But
for me,
you said you exercise, so how do you make time for that? I mean, that's self-care. It seems like you do that a lot.
it's pretty difficult.
Yeah.
It's called me hurling myself out the front door and thundering up and down the street for about 30 minutes.
Thundering? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I just gotta do this. I gotta get back. I gotta oh my God. You know what? I don't think of that as me time. That's funny, probably because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I actually don't think about exercise as me time either.
Well, that's good.
I think about exercise as a thing to be done, and it's good for me, but it's not me time. Like when I think about me time, I think indulgence,
non-self-improvement.
Non-self-improvement. I agree. That's my
definition. It's just something that isn't trying to be thinner or tighter or smarter or better or competitive. It's just something that. It's like eating a box of chocolates might be me time, for example. I know.
No, I'm with you. So what is the one thing you do that is me time? Like what if you think about something that's like unadulterated pleasure for you, what would it be? No matter how often you do it, what would it be?
See, the fact that I can't answer this is pretty sad. What would be me time? I don't know. I think maybe sleeping in.
Okay.
That would be, that's a pleasure. Actually being able to get enough sleep because I know how on fire I can be when I'm actually well-rested and how rare well-rested it is for me. Being able to sleep in, because that's not something I'm generally able to do.
Okay, cool.
So I think it's so interesting how we all have different perspectives on what that me time is. Even though I try to be aware of it, but when I am scheduling time for myself, it's more about day-to-day things that can make you feel really good. So whether it's like, yes, maybe going to massage and exercising could be one thing, but even if it's like putting on a great body lotion, or enjoying going grocery shopping, or enjoying a great cup of coffee, or you know, spending those, just being conscious of making those decisions for yourself and taking care of your body inside and out. I don't know, for me, I don't know if that sounds
No, that's
crazy,
interesting. I guess my perspective is shifting a little bit too, because now when I think of my, my monthly massages that I get, I schedule those suckers in, and I'm like, I got to get this done, or my back is going to hurt. So maybe me time is more, going to a place where there's some sense of quiet, because we all have these lists going in our head all the time. Anywhere I can go that's going to turn off that list, I guess would be me time. So yeah, a yoga class really is helpful for me to kind of clear my brain. I love going to hot springs, or anything that's, relaxive and can just clear the brain.
Right. I'm like, I feel like you guys are talking about this alien world, which I know not. I'm like, what?
I think I'm much more.
I'm gonna sound really.
I think I'm much more materialistic on me time now. Like when I think about me time, I think. I like my phone always has a Kindle book on it, and I don't mean, no offense, Cheryl, lean in. I mean like Jodi Picoult, like family drama, total fiction, and I read it it's not smut, it's actually good drama. But my point is, it's like I read a minute or two at a time, and if I'm waiting for a meeting, I'm going to read my book, and I'm not reading the Wall Street Journal. I'm literally reading a book because it switches my mind up. Shopping. People always laugh at me when I used to travel the world for Google. I would literally go to a city like Buenos Aires, and I'd say to my team, like, I'll see you in half an hour. And they'd be like, what are you going to do? I'm like, before we go to our next meeting, I'm going shopping. And I'd be like, I'm going. Because for 30 minutes, I'm actually not going to think about work. So I'm actually pretty selfish that way, which is like, I want to shop, I'm going to shop.
But shopping stresses
I want to read
me
a
out.
book, I'm going to read a book.
Shopping makes me anxious and worked up. So it's interesting how it's different for everyone.
That's why I like online shopping. Just being as busy as I am, the online shopping serves as an extended me time, because you can make the purchase pretty quickly on your various devices, and then later on you get this package. And it's kind of this reward after going through this process, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
We were all reading this article before we got on about 10 things you should do to relax yourself. And I know, Rosie, I'm going to bring it up. You said one of the things on the list was like sex, basically. And what do you do? Like, make time for it, no make time for it.
Okay, so this is my whole thesis on it, is you often don't feel like it, let's be honest. You don't, right? But you've got to do it. You don't need to get into the mood. You have to rip out the Band-Aid. You just have to do it. Because you always feel better afterwards. Always. You're like, I feel good that I did that. I feel good. He feels good.
Right.
Everybody feels good.
The more you do it, the more you want it. So, then you get the endorphins flowing.
But to be in this false idea that you're always going to feel like it, it's just not true. Especially if you're tired and you've been working all day and the kids and everything else, you're not going to feel like it. And honestly, all that saucy time beforehand is just cutting into your sleep. So just go straight to it, do it, feel great.
So your point was, it is one of the first, it's probably one of the only things that's on your list that actually is pleasurable in the moment. You just do it. So.
Says the mother of four.
Says the mother of four. So sex makes the list with books, massages, shopping, online shopping, right? And anything that you said, Leandra, anything that switches your mind off is basically in the definition. Okay, so obviously when we think about how Joyus contributes to your me time, we hope that our videos are entertaining and give you a minute or two of entertainment and education every day. But as importantly, I think we choose products, hopefully, that deliver on the same promise to you. So what are some of your favorite picks right now on the site if you're going to deliver her pampering time?
One of my favorite things that I've sold and now use all the time is the Natural Hero Bath and Muscle Rub. And what I love is that it's, not only is it luxurious, it feels great on your skin, but it actually is helping to relax your sore muscles and kind of relieve the stress. And I use that all the time, and I love it.
I have to agree with you. Baths, I'm a huge fan if you're going to indulge. We have a great set from Ren. It's a Moroccan Rose body oil set with a moisturizer and a body wash. And it just smells so beautiful. It's very light, it's delicate, and it's a big crowd pleaser. I think it's won 12 years in a row, Best in Beauty for Allure. and people seem to really love it.
Well, on that note, actually, the Ren gift set is one of our giveaways today, along with a great facial mask from Radical Skincare.
Radical Skincare, the oxygen mask.
Okay, which is one of Michaela's favorite picks. So that's our giveaway for today. Why don't you write in and let us know what your favorite tips are for you time, or us time, pampering time, really. And you could have a chance to win this set of gifts from Joyus today. As we wrap up, a special thanks to Rosie for joining us. You're about to climb on a plane, I think.
I'm actually getting ready for some me time, and then maybe I'll have sex. I don't know.
Woo! I like that.
All right.
Yeah. You never know what might happen.
You're going to see what else is coming up this week on Joyus, but be prepared. You're going to see Rosie all week with some of her great picks for all of you. So talk to you soon.